Earlier this year, the United States put a health deal on the table for Ghana. $109 million, 5 years, HIV, malaria, TB, real money for real diseases. But Ghana said no. Not because we don't need the money, we do. Ghana said no because of what was buried in the fine print. America wanted access to our health data, our pathogen data on terms our own data protection commission said went far beyond anything normal. Other countries signed that same American strategy, and one of them was Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso, the government, the media believes is anti-West. The young captain, the sovereignty speeches, the break with France, that government signed a 5-year, $147 million American health deal, while Ghana, the West-friendly democracy, walked away. I needed to sit with that for a moment. The anti-West darling said yes, the Western ally said no. So what does that actually tell you? Was Burkina being strategic, take the money, manage the terms? Was Ghana being principled or just slow and afraid politically? What was written in that contract that one country could swallow and another couldn't? Or were they different fundamentally? I'm not going to tell you who is right. That's the whole point of this channel. I'm going to show you the questions the headlines skip right over. I am a biomedical engineer, Ghanaian. I've been inside the machinery of health, the actual devices, the actual systems. There's a journalist who tells you a hospital caught fire, but can't tell you why that one room mattered profoundly. And there's the doctor or the professor who understands the machine perfectly, but couldn't tell you a story to save their life. I sit in the gap between these two. I can read the machine and I can tell you the story. That's the entire channel. So here's what we track. Health, always health. That's home, Ghana first. The equipment that dies in our hospitals, the deals our government signs, and the ones it refuses. It tells a lot. The money, the machines, and the maintenance nobody wants to pay for. Then the whole continent, because Ghana's story is Africa's story with a different flag on it. Remember, the liberation of the independence of Ghana means meaningless until it reflects in the entirety of Africa. Now, start with Turkey and Africa. And this one's personal because I've lived here in Turkey, and which is exactly why I can see it. Look at the numbers. In 2022, Turkey and Africa did about $4 billion of trade a year. Today it's 40 billion. 3 summits have come and gone. A 4th lands this very year in Libya, and Turkey now sits at the table as one of African Union's strategic partners. Let that sink in. You've seen the loud version of this story. The drones. Turkish drones are flying for a dozen African militaries now as we speak, and defense is the flashy edge everyone reports. But from where I'm sitting, the drone isn't the long game. Where I'm sitting, it's the clinic. Because the continent adding 1 billion people this century doesn't just have a security problem, it has a health problem. And Turkey is already moving there. Health deals across the continent, hospitals, training, equipment, resilient health systems is the theme, written straight into the summit agreement, which we will be going into in some videos. So I will be the bridge, the factory floor here, the ward there. And then the big global game, America first, China's medical teams, the EU, the Gulf, every partner that shows up on this continent carrying a gift and a contract. Because a gift is never a gift. It comes with a standard, a dependency, and fine print. And somebody has to read the fine print out loud. And I don't do this from the stands. Outside of finishing a master's on the technical side of all this, I build an African health technology. I work with people trying to move the continent from importing everything to making something of its own systems. So what do you get if you follow? You get the story behind the headline. You get the engineers read underneath it, what the machine really is, what the contract really says, and you get the questions nobody else is asking on the issues everybody is shouting about. I'll hand you the questions. You're grown, you decide. The America First deals have 5-year clocks running right now. Turkey and Africa keep signing. The machines keep breaking and the gifts keep landing. This week, whether you're watching or not, if that's the kind of thing you've been looking for, then follow and let's get into it.